let's chat, shall we, with these assassins?
Did you bring it?
Where's the Shadow Broker? Where's Fist?
They'll be here. Where's the evidence?
Hey,
The
leave
deal's
your hands
off.
off her. Boom.
Engaging target.
Okay, we got some assassins here. Let's incapacitate some of them, if possible. That the last of them?
Fist
I think that's
set
the
me
last
up.
of them.
I knew I couldn't trust him.
Are you okay?
Were you hurt in the fight?
I know how to look after myself. Not that I don't appreciate the help. Who are you?
We're a friend, yeah?
My name's Shepard. I'm looking for evidence to prove Saren's a traitor.
Then I have a chance to repay you for saving my life. But not here. We need to go somewhere safe.
We could take her to the human embassy. Your ambassador will want to see this anyway.
You're not making my life easy, Shepard. Firefights in the wards, an all-out assault on Korra's den. Do you know how many... Who's this? Torian? What are you up to, Shepard?
But, she can help us.
Making your day, Ambassador. She has information linking Saren to the Geth.
Really? Maybe you better start at the beginning, Miss...
My name is Tali. Tali Zora Naraya.
We don't see many Quarians here. Why did you leave the flotilla?
I was on my pilgrimage. My rite of passage into adulthood.
Pilgrimage?
I've never heard of this before.
It is a tradition among my people. When we reach maturity, we leave the ships of our parents and our people behind. Alone, we search the stars, only returning to the flotilla once we have discovered something of value. In this way, we prove ourselves worthy of adulthood.
Okay, and there's something of value.
What kinds of things do you look for?
It could be resources like food or fuel, or some type of useful technology, or even knowledge that will make life easier on the flotilla. Through our pilgrimage, we prove that we will contribute to the community, rather than being a burden on our limited resources.
Okay, carry on then.
Tell us what you found.
During my travels, I began hearing reports of Geth. Since they drove my people into exile, the Geth have never ventured beyond the Veil. I was curious. I tracked a patrol of Geth to an uncharted world. I waited for one to become separated from its unit. Then I disabled it and removed its memory core.
Well done.
I thought the Geth fried their memory cores when they died. Some kind of defense mechanism.
Is that true? And if so, how did you manage to circumvent that issue?
How did you manage to preserve the memory core?
My people created the Geth. If you're quick, careful, and lucky, small caches of data can sometimes be saved. Most of the core was wiped clean, but I salvaged something from its audio banks.
Oh?
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
That's Saren's voice. This proves he was involved in the attack.
Sounds like it, for sure. But what is this conduit that he's talking about?
He said Eden Prime brought him one step closer to finding the conduit. Any idea what that means?
The conduit must have something to do with the beacon. Maybe it's some kind of Prothean technology. Like a weapon.
Wait, there's more. Saren wasn't working alone.
Oh, wow, okay.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
Anyone recognize that voice?
I don't recognize that other voice, the one talking about Reapers.
Also, Reapers?
Are they some kind of new alien species?
According to the memory core, the Reapers were a hyper-advanced machine race that existed 50,000 years ago. The Reapers hunted the Protheans to total extinction, and then they vanished. At least, that's what the Geth believe.
Sounds a little far-fetched.
I don't know, that's the best info we have right now.
The vision on Eden Prime. I understand it now. I saw the Protheans being wiped out by the Reapers.
The Geth revere the Reapers as gods, the pinnacle of non-organic life. And they believe Saren knows how to bring the Reapers back.
The Council is just going to love this.
I mean, it does certainly open up a lot of cans of worms. It's gonna complicate matters considerably, but they do probably need to know.
The Reapers are a threat to every species in Citadel space. We have to tell them.
No matter what they think about the rest of this, those audio files prove Saren's a traitor.
The captain's right. We need to present this to the Council right away.
What about her? The Quarian?
My name is Tali. You saw me in the alley, Commander. You know what I can do. Let me come with you.
What about your quest, your pilgrimage?
I thought you were on your pilgrimage.
The pilgrimage proves we are willing to give of ourselves for the greater good. What does it say about me if I turn my back on this? Saren is a danger to the entire galaxy. My pilgrimage can wait.
I mean, it certainly sounds like she could be useful. Yeah?
I'll take all the help I can get.
Thanks. You won't regret this.
Henderson and I will go ahead to get things ready with the Council. Take a few minutes to collect yourself, then meet us in the tower.
Okay, so, and with that, that means that we have now gained another party member. So Tali is the engineer, meaning that she is all-out tech. So, what with us being part tech, part biotics, it does complement us to a certain extent, but then of course, because she doesn't have any combat strength, means we're a little bit light on the combat if we choose to go with her. But at least for the time being, why don't we go with Tali, and let's go with Rex just because they're our two most recent additions, and like I said, eventually we definitely will want to make a point of trying to narrow in on who specifically we want to be our primary party members, but at least for, this one quest or partial quest, shouldn't make much of a difference here, so we'll hang out with the new people. And now that we have Tali, let's take a second to take a closer look at what her abilities are. So like I said, she's an engineer, which means that although technically engineers aren't supposed to have combat abilities, she does have the ability to upgrade her pistols, and through doing so can actually unlock shotgun upgrades. So for that reason, I think it's a little bit misleading. I think she's actually much better with weapons than perhaps the game implies. So there's that. Then let's see, what else can we do? We can give her armor and unlock first aid, which again, not so concerned about that. But give her shield boost as well. And she is potentially someone who can have a lot of shields, because if we look at her electronic skill here, and that is one of the staples, I think, of the engineer class, that's going to give her a bunch of shields, and so we could definitely put that to good use there, help her defensively. Then dampening, is that the one that we have as well? Let's just double check here. We have sabotage and overload, but I don't believe we have dampening. And this does damage to enemies in a radius. Enemies cannot use biotic or tech abilities for a short period. Adds a cooldown time. We've seen this from somebody. Was it us? Or was it one of our friends? Thought I saw this previously. Perhaps not. But that could be a reason for us to focus a bit on that with her. Then sabotage and decryption. We do have that ourselves, but she can unlock hacking, which temporarily drives basic robotic enemies berserk, so they will attack anything nearby, including their former allies. So yes, that is pretty fun, having our enemies fight each other. So that could certainly be worth doing. And then, so first round, just the basic AI hacking means that only the most basic enemies, we can do that too. But later on, advanced hacking means now more advanced, and then all but the toughest robotic enemies by the time we reach the end. So it is great when it works, but unfortunately this is only for robotic enemies, so that's a little bit tricky, and that it means that Tali is very good against those robotic enemies if you spec into this ability, but also means that if you're going against organic enemies that she has a significant number of points invested in something that doesn't do her any good. So that hurts a bit, although at least, as you see here, by investing further, you do increase the recharge time of her other tech abilities, so that's not a bad thing, even if the AI hacking itself is only useful against robots. And then tech resistance and more shield capacity, so you combine the shield capacity here with the shield capacity from the electronics, and she can just have a ridiculous amount of shields. So I think, why don't we go a little bit into this decryption here, try to unlock hacking. We can definitely, or even, yeah, that, how many points is that going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 to get the first round of hacking. And then how much does it take to unlock dampening? Not much, actually. Not much. So I think we can do a little bit of both. Let's go here. We'll get advanced sabotage as well. And give her at least the first round of AI hacking. And I think we'll leave that as is for the time being, because right now the next furthest we can go is just 1 more point, and this is something we definitely want to be able to get the advanced AI hacking for, and may not be great until we can do that, because, of course, the stronger the enemy we are mind controlling, the better. So let's go electronics here, and unlock dampening. Like I said, that is new. So if we do that, we at least get that unlocked. Then we have 3 points to spare now. And with that, we could unlock the advanced overload. Helps a lot against shields. We do have this ourselves. I forget how much we invested in it. Or do we? Or am I making that up? No, we do. We just have the normal one, though. We don't have the advanced yet. So that could potentially be a reason to not go terribly far in that for Tali. But, What about with our 3 points, we could get close to... I would like to unlock the shotguns training for her. That would be nice. Maybe we do that here. At least get close to giving her the basic training for that. Actually, out of curiosity, what happens if we toggle the helmet on and off for Tali? Nothing, because she's a Quarian, and as I think we were reading about before, Quarians, well, need to be in those protective suits, and if we haven't read about that yet, then perhaps we can hear about that now. Let's see, although, I'm really looking for primary here. No, I think we have. We must have, in that case.
Biotics is the ability of rare
although biotics are important,
to
we've been talking about them a lot.
Dark energy and create mass effect fields through the use of electrical impulses from the brain. Intense training and surgically implanted amplifiers are necessary for a biotic to produce mass effect fields powerful enough for practical use. The relative strength of biotic abilities varies greatly among species and with each individual. There are 3 branches of biotics. Telekinesis uses mass-lowering fields to levitate or impel objects. Mass-raising kinetic fields are used to block or pin objects. Spatial distortion uses rapidly shifting mass fields to shred objects. Most organic species are capable of developing biotic abilities, though there are risks involved. Biotics are the result of an in utero exposure to element 0. This usually causes fatal cancers in the victim, but in rare cases, it coalesces into nodules within the fetus's developing nervous system.
Okay, and we heard a little bit about element 0 there. What is element 0? Now, I want to get us... Surprised we haven't gotten it yet, but just the basic info on what the Mass Effect and element 0 scientific discoveries were. I think Mass Effect fields will get us there in part.
Element 0 can increase or decrease the mass of a volume of space-time when subjected to an electrical current. With a positive current, mass is increased. With a negative current, mass is decreased. The stronger the current, the greater the magnitude of the dark energy mass effect. In space, low-mass fields allow FTL travel and inexpensive surface-to-orbit transit. High-mass fields create artificial gravity and push space debris away from vessels. In manufacturing, Low-mass fields permit the creation of evenly blended alloys, while high-mass compaction creates dense, sturdy construction materials. The military makes extensive use of mobility-enhancing technologies, with Mass Effect utilizing fighting vehicles standard frontline issue in most military forces. Mass Effect fields are also essential in the creation of kinetic barriers or shields to protect against enemy fire.
Okay, so that gives you some very good context as to what the Mass Effect is, and by extension, why the game is named Mass Effect. So the core of it is there's this Element Zero, which at some point we'll hopefully get the entry on, but through Element Zero, you can, by either passing through a positive or negative electric currents, you can increase or decrease the mass of something, or in some cases actually rapidly change between increasing and decreasing and therefore tread objects. And that's how we're able to use these telekinetic-like abilities, throwing people around, and in the cases of our spaceship, traveling faster than light, and therefore making it possible for us to traverse the galaxy. And another thing that we've used a little bit already, and is also quite important, are the mass relays. You may not recognize by name, but you certainly will recognize the appearance of them.
Mass relays are feats of Prothean engineering advanced far beyond the technology of any living species. They are enormous structures scattered throughout the stars, and can create corridors of virtually mass-free space, allowing instantaneous transit between locations separated by years or even centuries of travel using conventional FTL drives. Primary mass relays can propel ships thousands of light years, often from one spiral arm of the galaxy to another. However, they have fixed one-to-one connections. A primary relay connects to one other primary relay and nowhere else. Secondary relays can only propel ships across a few hundred light years. However, they are omnidirectional. A secondary relay can send a ship to any other relay within its limited range. There are many dormant primary relays whose corresponding twins have not yet been located. These are left inactive until their partner is charted, as established civilizations are unwilling to blindly open a passage that might connect them to a hostile species.
Yeah, because that could lead to some trouble. So that's also very important, and just from a cultural standpoint and technological standpoint, is one of the foundational pieces of technology that has allowed the galactic, or just the general species of the Milky Way to live the lives that they currently live when, you know, humans and Asari and Solarians and Krogans lived in distant areas originally, but using this faster-than-light travel from the mass relays, we're able to actually live together and traverse the universe, or traverse the galaxy at least, in a much more feasible way. When otherwise it would have taken them, you know, far too long for anyone to actually survive such a journey. Other thing that is not quite as important, but we've seen a fair bit of already, is the Omni tool, which is the machine that you'll see oftentimes on people's arms that we are technically using to perform all of our tech abilities.
Omni tools are handheld devices that combine a computer microframe, sensor analysis pack, and manufacturing fabricator. Versatile and reliable, an Omni tool can be used to analyze and adjust the functionality of most standard equipment, including weapons and armor, from a distance. The fabrication module can rapidly assemble small three-dimensional objects from common reusable industrial plastics, ceramics, and light alloys. This allows for field repairs and modifications to most standard items, as well as the reuse of salvaged equipment. Omni tools are standard issue for soldiers and first-in colonists.
Nice. Okay. Then we heard a little bit about virtual intelligence, which may not seem like it's that important at the moment, but remember, there are some ties between virtual intelligences and the Geth, and obviously the Geth, at least at the moment, seem to be partnering with Saren, and therefore, we might need to know more about this.
A virtual intelligence is an advanced form of user interface software. VIs use a variety of methods to simulate natural conversation, including an audio interface and an avatar personality to interact with. Although a VI can provide a convincing emulation of sentience, they are not self-aware. nor can they learn or take independent action. VIs are used as operating systems on commercial and home computers. Minimal VI agents are also available. Agents are compact and specialized. Some serve as personal secretaries, filtering calls and scheduling meetings based on user-defined priorities. Others are advanced search engines, propagating themselves across the extranet to collate user-requested data. Commercial VIs in a variety of stock personalities are available at any software retailer. Boutique firms and hobbyists also build unique VIs to personal specification. Although software emulation of living personalities is illegal, reconstructions of famous historical figures are common.
Okay. So we have some more entries here, and I just think maybe we'll split that up a little bit and not do that right now. We now have Tali, and we, of course, recently picked up Rex. Let's maybe take a second here to see if we have any gear we can give Tali. Not here, though. Here. Oh, and I'm not sure where we recovered these items from, but sure. So, for Tali, the weapons that are most important for her are the pistol and the shotgun. And, hold on, because we were also saying shotgun was going to be important for Rex. This is one thing that maybe would make Tali plus Rex not the best of combos for teammates to use together, is that both of them, at least from a weapon standpoint, are shotgun-oriented characters. Rex can also go assault rifle, which is, I suppose, more sort of medium range. But that does mean we are definitely more inclined for short range than long range. Whereas when we were using Garrus, he gave us a little bit more of that long range capability. So, let's see. For you, Tali, we could throw on this Hurricane 3 here. That might be worth doing. Otherwise, the Scimitar, I think, is, yeah. It's technically coming from a better manufacturer, so although the accuracy is a little bit worse, I think that might actually still be better than Hurricane. Yeah, let's do this. I think that's actually the way to go. And then we'll just see if there's any upgrades we can throw on here. Maybe a high-caliber barrel, which we might actually be able to put on Rex's as well, or alternatively. Gives better damage, worse rate of fire, and worse heat absorption, so fires larger rounds for more damage. However, rate of fire is slowed, and the weapon will overheat more quickly. So, good for very quick, punchy damage, but makes it more of a one-shot type of weapon. Alternatively, we can do a recoil damper, which just gives better weapon stability and, by extension, basically accuracy. So that's definitely something that's nice for sniper rifles in particular. Not sure that's terribly necessary for a shotgun, but I think this could be a bit of a problem with the reduced reduced heat absorption with such a low-level shotgun. That, well, okay, this one can do 7 before it overheats, and so even if we're reducing that by 20%, then that's still a few rounds you can fire, so I was a little concerned that it was going to quite literally be she can shoot once, and then her weapon's going to overheat, and then she's going to have to wait a long time for it to deheat and be pretty much useless in the meantime. I mean, she can throw tech abilities out there while she's waiting for it to come back, but okay. That seems decent then. Also, pistol is somewhat important for you too. Let's throw on just one of the rank 2 ones here for you. Okay. And even armors, perhaps? Yeah, so one thing to bear in mind is all the armors that we picked up, we've been talking about light, medium, and in some cases even heavy armor, but there is also a distinguishing factor between human armor, and then in this case, Quarian armor for Tali, and then Rex is a Krogan, and we'll have Krogan armor specifically. I don't recall, there might be some types of armor that can sort of encompass several different species, although I might just be thinking of how, obviously, there are several humans, so if you wanted to put that human armor on any of a number of characters, including ourselves. But at least as of right now, not many options for the armors for our friends here. Let's check the armor upgrades we have, though, because we do have a few of those. Shield battery gives us more shields, and then toxin resistance as the alternative. I think let's maybe put the additional shields on Tali, just because at the moment she's not that tanky, and that could be helpful for us to have that on her. Eventually, she will get a ton of shields, but at least for the time being, that might be helpful. And then I suppose that means process of elimination will give Rex the toxic shields. Not sure how often we're actually going to run into enemies right now that have those toxic damage. But we also leveled up a bit ourselves. I think we just spent Tali's points, but we have a few we can use on Shepard here. Could get advanced throw, but not too concerned about maximizing throw. I would prioritize lift, although at the moment, at best, we can only invest 1 more point in this. So, alternatively, let's see. We can get Marksman from Sentinel, although I'm not too concerned about prioritizing that. Let's see. One thing that is really noticeable is that our cooldown times are extremely long. Like, I use them once at the beginning of the fight, and then I feel like I just can't use the abilities ever for the remainder of the fight, because at the moment, most of our stuff, has a 60-second recharge time, which is pretty insane. So, if we could do something to increase our cooldown time, or improve our cooldown time, that would certainly be nice, but most of this stuff is just duration, damage, shields, increase life restoration, specifically recharge time for first aid, and then here's where the cooldown stuff comes from. It does come from Sentinel. So, I don't know. I'm not loving any of our immediate options here, because I'd like to prioritize lift, and then maybe we go decryption here just to get access to the master decryption or master sabotage soon and be able to decrypt hard objects. We'll go with that. And then Rex, for you, we got you up to heavy armor, so in theory that will be helpful. At this rate, though, I think what I'd like to do is I would like to give you warp, improve that, because that could be a very helpful skill for us. So let's throw a couple skills in that. Okay. And now, let's carry on here. So we're back in the ambassador's room there. So we're in the embassies here. This place will look familiar in just a second. Oh?
Excuse me, Commander Shepard. Could you spare a moment of your time?
Perhaps. So we did do a fair bit of exploration early on, and then we started doing more of the main quest stuff. I think, however, depending on how much of that you do, this guy has the potential to be the first, well, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. Let's chat with him.
Commander Shepard, my name is Samesh Bhatia. Forgive the intrusion, but I have nowhere else to turn.
Okay, you need us for something?
It's no trouble. What can I do for you?
My wife was a Marine. She was in the 212 on Eden Prime.
Oh, is that
I've
Ashley's
requested
unit?
that my wife's body be returned to me for cremation, but the military has refused my request.
Did they say why?
Why did they refuse your request? There's got to be some reason.
I don't know. All I know is that they have declared it impossible for my wife to be returned to me.
Alright. I'm sure we can find a way to make that right.
There's no reason for your wife's body to be held like this. Just wait here.
The man in charge of my case is Mr. Bosker. When I last saw him, he was in the expensive bar over there. Thank you for your time. I just want to give my wife a proper funeral, and the respect she deserves.
Okay, so that does give us a new quest, and what I was starting to say was that I believe this might have even been my first side quest that I did in my original Mass Effect playthrough. Either that or possibly the Keeper's one I might have started. But let's take a look here. So it's... Oh, actually... Oh! We picked up some information from Fist that I actually did not even really take much note of, but the information that we found in Fist's hideout would help Miss Wong with her report on corruption. We can go to the upper wards to deliver that to her. Alternatively, let's see. No, we already know about that one. This is, did this one Homecoming? Yeah, speak to Bosker, the diplomat handling Mr. Bhatia's situation, Find out why his wife's body has not been returned. He's in the embassy lounge on the Presidium. Okay, so that's the little bar that we went into previously that was not actually selling any alcoholic beverages. Then, for Rita's sister, we actually were in Cora's Den, but of course it's kind of a bit of a firefight over there before, so maybe we'll have the opportunity to talk to Jenna later on. While we're around here, and we're right next to the lounge, so I suppose we might as well see if we can chat with this guy. See what the deal is with this person's wife. Is it you? I think it is.
My goodness, you're Commander Shepard. Your activities made for quite a briefing in the diplomatic corps. Is there something I can do to assist you?
Yeah, I'm here for Samesh.
Yes. A man named Samesh Bhatia is having some trouble claiming his wife's body.
Ah, Mr. Bhatia. A good man in an understandably frustrating position. I wish I could help him. Serviceman Nirali Bhatia died on Eden Prime, as Mr. Bhatia no doubt told you. Her wounds are inconsistent with any type of weapon damage we've seen before. That is why her body is being held.
Huh? So you have to research what happened to her?
You think her body might be dangerous or contaminated?
No, Commander. Nirali Bhatia is not dangerous. Her body is in fact extremely valuable to the Alliance. The tests we're conducting may lead to better defenses against Geth attacks. Respectfully, Serviceman Bhatia may save more lives in death than she did in life.
Ooh, well, hold on just a second.
How long do you think the research is going to take?
This is a long-term study. I wouldn't expect the bodies to be released for a year or longer.
You the only one with these types of, or this type of damage that apparently was what killed her? You know, I mean, then again, not to say that this would necessarily be any better on anyone else.
You've got to have a lot of bodies. Can't you release one?
Very few bodies had this new type of weapon damage, and very few were in good enough condition to study. Beyond that, Commander, we need as many bodies as we can to get a reasonable sample size.
Statistically speaking, makes sense. Then again, morally speaking, it's questionable. It's questionable. What kind of results are you expecting?
When will this research result in actual new technology?
If we're lucky, we'll actually realize usable technology from this study in a few years.
Yeah, see, the thing is, this morally is not really right.
I understand what you're trying to do, but holding the body is wrong.
Commander, you of all people should understand how far we must go to protect humanity.
And I do. At the same time, there will be other opportunities to learn from whatever this type of weapon is that the Geth appear to be using.
Not if we lose our humanity in the process.
Also that.
I'm out there fighting to stop crap like this.
All right, Commander. You win. It was hard enough refusing Mr. Bhatia. I'm not going to risk an incident by refusing you. Tell Samesh that the body is being shipped back to Earth. I'll go now to see to it myself.
Alright. And in doing so, we get a bunch of Paragon points. Because, well, that was a bit of a test, of course. Have we scanned this keeper? We've not. Okay. Let's do that then. And we saw you previously.
I don't have time to talk now.
You're not very chatty.
This place seems strange. Wish there were more humans around.
Thought I might have even seen that we leveled up there. Did we? No, we must not have, because that's not glowing. So let's see if we can chat with Samesh now. We have some good news for you.
Hello again, Commander. Has there been any word?
Indeed, there has.
I reminded Mr. Bosker what we're fighting for. Your wife is coming home.
Thank you. I will return home and begin my preparations. It does not bring me happiness, but it may bring me peace. Goodbye, Commander.
Alright, and there we go. So, quest complete, in that case. And, let's see. So, aside from that, now that we have done that, we're looking at our main quest here. We are looking to report back to the council now that Tali supposedly, well, I mean, not even supposedly, she's shown us what information she has. So we could fast travel here. That's certainly not out of the question. Let's see. Might just want to walk around a little bit here first, though. We did, of course, encounter, or at least over here, these two arguing previously. But like I said, I think this is actually something we might want to wait a little bit before we do. I'm deliberately not going to chat with them just yet. And let's head over through there. We've already examined this keeper, right? Yeah. So this is where we're looking to go. Let's head on up. Let's see what these two have to say, if anything.
You know, Saren would already be in custody if you'd gone straight to the council with your information.
A lone Quarian with no credentials? The council would laugh me out of the chambers. That is, if Saren hadn't killed me by then.
Yeah, it does seem as though people are inherently quite distrustful of Quarians. Even more so than they are of humans? Don't know, but perhaps we're about to find out. Let's see. Anyone else for us to chat with here? I think we saw previously there was at least one person a little bit further up, but maybe we prioritize just chatting with the council first. And seeing if now that we have a little bit more, I'd say perhaps a lot more evidence, they might be more willing to hear out our story here. And for that reason, might also be worth saving here real quick. Okay. So. And is Captain Anderson accompanying us for this one? It looks like he is.
Come on. Udina's presenting the Quarians' evidence to the Council.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
You wanted proof? There it is.
This evidence is irrefutable, Ambassador. Saren will be stripped of his Spectre status, and all efforts will be made to bring him in to answer for his crimes.
I recognize the other voice, the one speaking with Saren. Matriarch Benezia.
Oh, okay. We were talking to Udina and Anderson previously, and they did not recognize that voice, but you know of this person?
Who's she?
Matriarchs are powerful Asari who have entered the final stage of their lives. Revered for their wisdom and experience, they serve as guides and mentors to my people. Matriarch Benezia is a powerful biotic, and she had many followers. She will make a formidable ally for Saren.
I'm more interested in the Reapers. What do you know about them?
Only what was extracted from the Geth's memory core. The Reapers were an ancient race of machines that wiped out the Protheans. Then they vanished.
And apparently the Geth, Tali was saying, look up to them as if they are gods? As if they are basically the pinnacle of machine existence?
The Geth believe the Reapers are gods, and Saren is the prophet for their return.
We think the conduit is the key to bringing them back. Saren's searching for it. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Do we even know what this conduit is?
No, not yet, but we're on it.
Saren thinks it can bring back the Reapers. That's bad enough.
Listen to what you're saying. Saren wants to bring back the machines that wiped out all life in the galaxy? Impossible. It has to be. Where did the Reapers go? Why did they vanish? How come we found no trace of their existence? If they were real, we'd have found something.
I don't know. I mean, this Matriarch Benezia and Saren seem to be talking pretty openly about them.
I tried to warn you about Saren, and you refused to face the truth. Don't make the same mistake again.
This is different. You proved Saren betrayed the Council. We all agree he's using the Geth to search for the conduit, but we don't really know why.
The Reapers are obviously just a myth, Commander. A convenient lie to cover
We were just
Saren's
asking
true
about
purpose.
them
A
a minute
legend
ago.
he is using to bend the Geth to his will.
You were just saying yourself that that was the thing you're most interested about, but we've seen them. That's what we think we may have seen in that vision when we interacted with the conduit.
50,000 years ago, the Reapers wiped out all galactic civilization. If Saren finds the conduit, it will happen again.
Saren is a rogue agent on the run for his life. He no longer has the rights or resources of a Spectre. The Council has stripped him of his position.
That is not good enough. You know he's hiding somewhere in the Traverse. Send your fleet in!
A fleet cannot track down one man.
A Citadel fleet could secure the entire region, keep the Geth from attacking any more of our colonies.
Or it could trigger a war with the Terminus systems. We won't be dragged into a galactic confrontation over a few dozen human colonies.
Oh, so you'll do nothing.
Every time humanity asks for help, you ignore us.
Shepard's right. I'm sick of this council and its anti-human bull...
Ambassador.
Oh.
There is another solution. A way to stop Saren that does not require fleets or armies.
No, it's too soon. Humanity is not ready for the responsibilities that come with joining the Spectres.
Oh? You know, now that might be an interesting solution.
You don't have to send a fleet into the Traverse, and the Ambassador gets his human Spectre. Everybody's happy.
Come on, dude. Give in.
Commander Shepard, step forward.
Is it happening? Oh, we got a crowd now. History in the making.
It is the decision of the Council that you be granted all the powers and privileges of the Special Tactics and Reconnaissance branch of the Citadel.
Spectres are not trained, but chosen. Individuals forged in the fire of service and battle. Those whose actions elevate them above the rank and file.
Spectres are an ideal, a symbol, the embodiment of courage, determination, and self-reliance. They are the right hand of the Council, instruments of our will.
Spectres bear a great burden. They are protectors of galactic peace, both our first and last line of defense. The safety of the galaxy is theirs to uphold.
You are the first human Spectre, Commander. This is a great accomplishment for you and your entire species.
You know, for a minute there, it sounded like it would never happen, but thank you.
I'm honored, Counselor.
We're sending you into the Traverse after Saren. He's a fugitive from justice, so you are authorized to use any means necessary to apprehend or eliminate him.
Wow. That's, yeah, suddenly giving us a lot of authority when it seemed like that was the last thing you wanted to do a little while ago. Any leads for us to follow, though?
Any idea where to find him?
We will forward any relevant files to Ambassador Udina.
This meeting of the Council is adjourned.
Congratulations, Commander.
We've got a lot of work to do, Shepard. You're going to need a ship, a crew, supplies.
You'll get access to special equipment and training now. You should go down to the CSEC Academy and speak to the Spectre Requisitions Officer.
Anderson, come with me. I'll need your help to set all this up.
And as you can see there, we did in fact just become a Spectre. Achievement unlocked.
Bastard
It's official.
didn't even thank you.
Udina? Yeah, well, you know, it doesn't seem like that's really his type of thing.
Until I find Saren, I haven't done anything. Come on.
Right behind you, Shepard.
Alright, Spectre bonus. Spectre training talent unlocked. Let's check it out. So, go to squad. I believe we just got a bunch of experience for doing that, so we have now leveled up as well. In fact, we are like one keeper scan away from leveling up again. And so, that means that now we have the option of increasing our charm by a couple points here, up to charm 8, and it opens up new dialogue options and also gives us a 5% discount at stores, which is kind of interesting. Given how we've not done much buying yet, but, well, Good timing in that case for future buying. Then for Rex, you have 2 more points, and with those 2 points, what would we like here? I was saying I like Warp a lot, but we've at least given you a few upgrades there and increased the duration of it. It'd be nice to get you all the way up to Advanced Warp, but maybe for now, since we can't make it there just yet, instead we give you a little bit on the combat training side with Overkill, so that's going to be the Assault Rifle skill that allows him to shoot more rapidly and deal more damage, which is what we were given to Garrus previously. But Rex can learn it as well. And then Tali, we can get you up to Master Sabotage here. But also, in the process, just increase your Tech Explosion damage. But is that our top priority here? We can get you to shotguns, not on this level, but with the next level it would be possible. Which I think would be nice to at least give you that versatility so that you can be a little bit of combat and a little bit of engineering as well. So, but we're not making it all the... Well, I mean, we are making it all the way up to Master Sabotage. So yeah, I suppose let's go that route then. Okay, nice. That should mean everyone has their points fully allocated here. Perfect. And now... actually, let's just look at this one. The Ambassador... Or no, I was going to say, yeah, we've proven Saren is connected to the Geth. As a reward, the Council has granted you Spectre status and commissioned you to track the Rogue Spectre down. So, awesome. We now need to speak to Ambassador Udina, who will provide us with a ship and crew. Meet him at the Alliance docking bay, accessible through the central elevator at CSEC Academy. Okay. Sounds good.